Hey, Team Tribe. Eddie, I don't know if I can record this, if you don't mind recording.
It's recording. I'll send it to you after you're done.
All right, thank you. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about setting yourself up for success and setting your new coaches up for success. One of the things that I found in my business that has been very beneficial for me and my team is duplication. And I know that we've heard this repeated a lot through the coach training and stuff. So one thing that I really just wanted to hit on is having duplicatable processes. So this is something that I started out from the very beginning. Whenever I signed up as a coach, I took notes for the first 2 months that I was in the business. And of all the questions that I had as I was starting out and doing research, questions that I had as a new coach and things that I wanted to learn about. And I'm kind of glad that I did that in the beginning, because had I tried to go back now and remember all the things that I struggled with back then, it would be really difficult to come up with those things. So I created these 2 documents in the beginning. One is called New Coach Guidance, and the other one's called Coaching Info and Tips. And the New Coach Guidance document just kind of like explains for military coaches, because that's what I am, how to get your military waiver processed. Also talks about setting up your coach online office, getting your EFT done right away. Also like getting your websites updated, how to find your link. And then the next document that I created was called Coaching Info and Tips. And this was something that, as I had questions and I Googled things and YouTube stuff, I created links in that document that kind of would point new coaches to find answers that I knew that of questions that new coaches had. So as I started signing up coaches, I would send this email out to them with these 2 documents within 24 hours, as well as with the email explaining different things that I had learned in the business, and just trying to get them off on the right foot. So that process has been duplicated over and over again in my downline. All of my coaches that I know of also still continue to use those same documents and send them out to their coaches. Their coaches send them out to their coaches. I have people messaging me all the time saying, hey, I just signed up a coach and I followed the instructions in your document to the T and it worked perfectly. So it kind of gives them that confidence too. If they don't know what they're doing, they have step-by-step instructions to get them started. So that's one way that I duplicate. Also, whenever I have a challenge group running and I get someone who buys a challenge pack as a coach, I ask them to start their first challenge group right away. A lot of people will give you the reason or the excuse, however you want to phrase it, that they want to lose weight first. They want to get results first before they start advertising. And I always discourage them from doing that, because people want to be on the journey with you. They want to be hitting those milestones alongside you. Whenever I bought my first program in July last year, I got Insanity Max 30. And I knew that not everyone would want to do Insanity Max 30, so I picked another 8-week program, which was PIO. And I set my start date about a week and a half out, and I started inviting my friends. I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a Beachbody program. It's an 8-week program. There's 2 of them. Let's do a challenge group together. And in my first week in Beachbody, I made $293. And that really helped me to continue doing this business. So if you can get someone making money right away, that will also get them interested and keep going. I mean, it's going to pay for their own Shakeology. It's going to just pay for the program that they bought. So I encourage you to just encourage your people to start a challenge group right away. So since we're talking about challenge groups, my team has one challenge group that we run constantly. This is a challenge group that we add all of our customers to it. We add all of our coaches to it. And it just happens to work for us. It may not work for everybody, but it's kind of the way that me and my core leaders in my team decided that we wanted to run things. Obviously, people are free to go off and do individual challenge groups as well. But if they're not comfortable with that, then they know that there are experienced coaches in our group. They're going to be encouraging and motivating their people. All of the weight of responsibility isn't on them. So it just creates an environment that also teaches them how to coach. So I encourage you to do that as well if you have a team, or to use Eddie and Megan's. They both have the same type of setup. That's what I modeled mine after. They have a tribe page that they use for their customers. And I mean, I'm sure most of you are probably in that. I know I was even before I was a coach. So that's a way that you can get your people started on challenge groups. So, and then again, duplicatable. Um, Another thing that we do, so we have I have my own coaching team page, and this was a goal that I had set with my core leaders in my downline, was to have this launched by December this year, but we decided that we were ready a little bit sooner, and I think that's going to be different for everybody. So for us, we just kind of, obviously we're still members of the tribe, and we still use Eddie and Megan a lot for resources, and we use the tribe for resources, but we started our own downline page. And I know that kind of takes a little bit of the responsibility off of Eddie and Megan as well, so they probably appreciate that as long as you're doing a good job running it. But as far as our coaching team, we do things a little bit differently. We add everyone to our coaching team page, whether they're a discount coach or not, just to get them that exposure to the business. So that's going to be something that you kind of want to play by ear, whether you want to add them to the tribe or not, because if they're really not interested in the business, they could get turned off. So for us, I add them and I say, hey, I know you're not interested in business. I'm going to add you to my coaching page. You are welcome to leave it whenever you want if it's not for you. But I just want you to have access to resources and to people who can answer questions for you if you ever do start dabbling on the business side. And that's kind of how I segue into getting them on the coaching page, just to hopefully get them, interested in the business. So, when we go back to talking, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but I want to go back to talking about the events invites real quick. Duplication for that is I teach my coaches in our team coaches page how to just copy my event invite and make it their own. So every time I do an event invite, I post in our coaching page, hey, I just created an event. I'd love for as many of you to do it alongside me. Here's what you need to do. Just go to my event page, copy and paste, create your own, make it public, so that people can share it. And then this last challenge group that we ran, we probably had 5 different event pages of people running the same challenge group, and we're all signing people up, getting them all into our challenge group. So just, again, make it easy on your coaches. If you know how to do it yourself, make it easy on your coaches. And if you don't know how to do it yourself, message me, message Eddie, message Megan, message the Wojos. We're all willing to help. So just know that you have resources out there. So I don't know how many of you are hitting Success Club. If you're hitting Success Club every month and you're getting those leads from Beachbody, you should be emailing those customers and introducing yourself. I have a draft email that I send I send it to all my coaches so they can send to their new customers as well. So again, duplication. So I think I've hit on that enough. I just wanted to, make sure that you all are developing processes that work for you and sharing that with your people. If you have a script that worked for you to sign a coach up who was interested in a challenge pack and you talked them into setting up as a coach, just copy that, paste it to your coach and say, hey, this is what's working for me this weekend. I signed 3 coaches using this. And yes, I just got a message. Yes, I will share that draft email with you guys. And then the final thing on this topic that I want to hit on is just setting the tone of the type of leadership that you want. When you find those core leaders in your group, if you guys decide to do what we did and start your own team and work with your own downline, then just make sure that your vision and goals are aligned. It's important that you're all on the same page and that you all have the same vision for your team. So next, I'm going to talk just real quick about prospects. So I know a lot of people have a hard time with the inviting process. And for me, it kind of came naturally. And so I'm just going to tell you what I found works. So the most important thing is to be yourself and to have relationships with people first before you start trying to sell your product or sell the business opportunity to them. Because that's going to sell itself. All you have to do is be proof that the product works and people will come to you, I promise. Whenever you start messaging with someone, ask them how their family's doing. Ask them, say, hey, it's been a long time since we talked. What's going on? Show interest in them as a person and as your friend or as your family. You'll hear me talk a lot about the warm market because that's what I've built my business off of so far. I know I'm going to have to branch out to the cold market eventually, and I'm probably going to be leaning on you guys for some advice. But for me, it's been warm market since July. So, I'm dealing a lot with people that I know, I add everyone that I can think of to Facebook so that I can become friends with them and build relationships with them before I start trying to get them into the business. Don't be pushy or annoying. Know when the right time to follow up is. You're going to end up pushing people away if you keep on harassing them. You don't want to have that harassment mentality. You are there to educate and inform them of what you have to offer. Let them make a decision. I will tell you, I've had a lot of people in the last 7 months who told me they were completely uninterested in Beachbody, but they've seen my results, and a lot of them have come back to me and said, hey, what is this that I hear about Shakeology? What program are you doing right now? And a lot of them have signed up as either customers or coaches. So as long as you plant that seed and stay consistent, then you will get people that come back to you. Make sure that you do follow up with people, though. Just don't do it in an abnormal amount of time frame. Give it a little bit of time to set with them. And then let's see here. I got to look at my notes. Closing. So that's the other thing I want to talk about as far as prospecting goes. I have a lot of coaches that are really good at getting people interested, and then they have a hard time closing the deal or getting them to sign up as a coach. So one thing that I always do, if I have a customer that's interested in buying a challenge pack, this is how I approach it in order to get them to sign up as a coach. I say, hey, I know you might not be interested in the business aspect of Beachbody, but I know that you're interested in buying a challenge pack, so I want to give you some information just so you can make an informed decision before you purchase. And then I explain to them about how the $40 business startup fee is waived and how they'll get 25% off their Shakeology. And if they're a military coach, this is really easy because the account is free for them. But even if they have to pay for the account, you explain, hey, in the second month, they'll start charging you $15.95 a month, but you're going to get $32 off on your Shakeology. So you've got nothing to lose. There's no time frame that you have to be a coach. You can cancel at any time, and heck, I'll even help you get through the cancellation process, which is super simple if you decide that you don't want to be in the business or that you don't want those savings. A lot of people that I've had sign up as discount coaches become interested in the business after they start getting results. So, and then I also tell them, hey, it's the only way that you're also going to have the opportunity to pay for your own shakes and your own workout program. So you might as well just do it. You're buying a challenge pack anyway, it's free. And so that's worked for me. And then, I always finish that with, I'm not trying to pressure you into anything. I'm more than happy to sign you up and to help you and encourage you and to motivate you in either capacity as a customer coach. You just let me know what route you want to go so that I can give you the right instructions. So you leave the ball in their court on that. And then my final topic that I want to talk about is taking responsibility for your business and teaching your downline coaches to do the same. So one thing that I did a lot of, I knew that Eddie and Megan were there to help me out if I needed them, but I also took responsibility and did a lot of research on my own. And I found out so much more information than the questions that I had, the questions that I was looking answers for in the process of finding those answers. So Google, YouTube, the Coach Online Office, coaching resources, there's so much information out there that if you have time to find the answer, I would look for it first. I'm not discouraging you from reaching out to your upline, but I am just encouraging you to try and take some responsibility, because there's nothing more that we love to help our coaches. But we also we have our own customers too. And, just do what you can to learn the business on your own. And then reach out to us with questions and reach out to your upline with any questions that you have about stuff that you find online, just to make sure that it's pretty consistent with the business. I personally really love Coach Caleb. I love watching his videos on YouTube. I use his videos for my Coaching Basics group. And that's another thing. If you have an opportunity to lead a Coaching Basics group, then I highly encourage you to do that. We're on our second round in our own group. Angie Guzman ran our first Coaching Basics group using Scotty Hobbs's videos. And it was really just our core leaders. We were all enrolled or higher, and we took the Coaching Basics course while Angie led it. And we learned a lot going through that because none of us had done it before. Then recently I had a coach sign up who said, hey, when's the next Coaching Basics group? And so that kind of forced me to get in there and do it. And another thing that it helps you with is holding you accountable to do the business activities yourself, because you are now telling your coaches, hey, this is what you have to do today, and you better be doing it yourself, because you need to be a leader. You need to be leading by example. So I think you'll be surprised what you learn from the Coaching Basics course if you haven't taken it yet. And then Eddie talks about this a lot, and it's super important, and that's attending events and making that a priority. So for me, I've only gone to Super Saturday so far, but I got my ticket to the GoPro event in December, and I got my ticket to the Beachbody Summit in July. And I know some of these events are expensive, but it's your business. Invest in it. Invest in yourself. If you're really trying to make something of this, that money, it's not going to even be an issue later. So, it's something that you can write off on your taxes. And you're going to be surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, that have the same types of goals and dreams that you do, and that will remind you why you signed up for this business in the first place and why you're going to stay in it. And then personal development, that's something that I think a lot of us struggle with finding the time to do. I've started doing it on my commute to work. And for my team, we've really modeled our business after the GoPro book by Eric Worre. Wojo read that, and he encouraged all of us to read it. It has completely changed my mindset about this business. So if you have not read that book, I highly encourage you to do it. It has really made us focus more on being professionals and detaching ourselves emotionally from prospecting. Obviously, we want to have that relationship with people, but we don't want to be hurt or offended if someone says no now, and it's no right. It's just no right now. They're going to come back later. So just something to remember. I talked a lot about about two of the three vital behaviors, and that's personal development and also inviting through the prospecting. And I think for me, being proof that the product works is the easiest, because we all believe in the product. We know that it works. And for me, it's something that I love doing every day. I love doing for my Shakeology. I love working out. But I think what we struggle with the most is that inviting process and the personal development. So really committing to those three vital behaviors. I know we hear it all the time, but make time to do it. Set hours for your business. I get up at 4:30 every single morning, and I work my business for an hour to an hour and a half before I get ready for work. And, I know that it sounds like a lot right now, but it will pay off in the end. So anyways, that's pretty much all I have. I hope that you got something out of that. I'm going to open it up for any questions that you guys have for me. And Eddie, you might have to unmute people. Okay.
Hello, baby. Well, hey.
Hey, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah. What size are your biceps now? Because your picture earlier today was amazing.
I don't know, like 12 inches.
Dang. Crushing it.
So I did get 2 chats while I was on there. Oh no, it was just the one. Yeah. So I'll be happy to upload that draft email as well as those 2 documents into the Coaching Tribe files if you guys want access to that.
All right, I don't think there's many questions. I hadn't heard anything. Just as a heads up, everyone, I'm going to be posting cliff notes for the 22 Hard Corps, which just launched today. Just a heads up, guys. I'm a firm believer. I made this mistake a year and a half ago or 2 years ago when they launched 21 Day Fix. And my advice to any coach is any new program that comes out, do not miss out on the chance to launch your business with it. Do not miss out to reach out to customers, and don't miss out on yourself to try the program out. Maybe you haven't tried a Tony Hart program, maybe you have. But at the end of the day, Beachbody's very good at promoting and coming up with the new next trend. And I made the mistake once of getting stuck on a trainer or stuck on a program type or whatever. And ever since then, our team had the biggest growth from 21 Day Fix, even though we started a year later promoting it. So I don't want to have you miss out. So if you haven't gotten 22 Hard Corps, I'm highly recommending and suggesting you give it a shot. Even if you're going to run a challenge group, at least you can say you've tried it and put it out there. But I'm highly, highly, highly recommending ordering it yourself. And I'm going to put some cliff notes about that program in the coaching group. I know Mike put it in her group. about do's and don'ts about how to promote this program and what to do. But I just want to make sure everybody themselves has this chance to utilize this launch. Also, a lot of success is still coming from 21 Day Fix, Hammer and Chisel programs, and Summer On Demand Challenge. Ever since we've done On Demand, if somebody says no, still always ask, well, I'd like to improve my coaching skills. Would you be okay and do me a favor and be a testimony for me for free for 30 days and give this Beachbody On Demand a shot to allow me to practice my skills? And maybe you might find some passion in what I'm doing as well. But it never hurts. Just because you heard no, go for that second, that free option. It never hurts to ask them to help you improve your coaching skills. And I cannot emphasize that enough. Thank you again, Micah.
No problem.
If there's no more question, if you can, raise your hand if you have a question real quick. I'm opening up the line again just to see everyone's views. Anybody have any questions? Raise your hand. Anything. This is a great time. She's been on fire, guys. I mean, she's not only having herself succeeding, she has other coaches that have also hit diamond in the last 6 months since she started. So it's highly, highly worth it. Okay, Tara, go for it.
I just wanted to know, do you have kids for one? And for two, have you kind of thought about like how you're going to do your strategy of like a cold market, like kind of what resources you're going to take advantage of mostly?
So no, I don't have kids. And so I know that can be challenging for those of you that do. I know I do have coaches on my team who have little ones, who I definitely have a hard time finding time for the business. And I love to answer questions that they have because they may not have time to do that research and find the answers to questions like I did. As far as the cold market goes, I've taken a lot of Eddie's advice and added myself to a bunch of groups on Facebook. But I think I'm probably going to have to venture out into like Instagram and Twitter, which are things that I don't use yet. So I don't have a warm market there on either of those resources yet. But I think for me, I'm learning how to do that. I've also set up my own website called MicahBluto.com, but I haven't built it yet. So that's also how I plan to engage in the cold market, is get some advertising for that website once I get it up and running. And I'm trying to model that kind of after Barbie Kalev's website, Siggy's wife. I love her website. And so that's another area that I'm working on right now. So that's kind of my strategy right now. I have not ran out of my warm market yet, thankfully. And so it's been really, really good to me. And I know not everyone is able to take off that quickly with their warm market. So I've been very fortunate.
Cool.
Anybody else?
Also, if anyone has any questions for me that they don't feel like asking in front of the group, shoot me a message on Facebook. I'm on all the time.
Probably I could tell you guys this, one of the biggest things I've noticed from Micah's success, guys, that a lot of us haven't necessarily gone off and done, is from day one, she's taken and treated this as a business or almost like a job. And she's had a vision for herself saying she wants to have this be a very major success, to replacing an income to his goal in her mind. And I can tell you that if you don't start treating this like a professional, if you don't start giving this the professional attention and treat it like the business of the income you want to make, you're just never going to see it. And since day one, she was a no. I mean, Micah, if you don't mind me asking, how many years did you spend with Megan asking you?
So I'm going to have to correct you there, Eddie. It was actually 11 months. So I started the original Insanity in August of 2014. Okay. And I had been a coach back in 2013 under another coach, and I was not interested in the business at all. I had signed up just for Shakeology, and I did it for about 3 months, and I drank Shakeology for about 3 months, and then I quit. And I actually probably didn't even drink Shakeology for the full 3 months. I just quit, and I started having it pile up, so I canceled my coach account. And so that was in August of 2013. I'd made a habit of doing Insanity every August right before my PT test in October so that I could lose weight real quick, get an excellent on my PT test, and then I'd plump back up before the next year. So in August of 2014, I signed up to do Insanity, and I started looking for a challenge group online. And I think that's how I found the tribe. I'm not really sure if I asked to join that or how that happened. But then Megan started messaging with me around August, and I signed up 11 months later in July. I was really kind of confused, to be honest with you, because I didn't know that Eddie and Megan were a couple. And so Megan, because I didn't know them, and so Megan had been messaging with me, and then Eddie started messaging with me. I was like, who is this guy trying to steal me from her, you know? But I didn't realize he was just trying to help her out, and they were, you know, running this business together. So I was a no for 11 months, and then finally around July, you know, I had lost about 30 pounds. I'm down about 40 pounds now from whenever I started. But so many people kept asking me how I lost weight and how I was getting fit. And then I was kind of like, oh, light bulb, I could be making money here. So I actually messaged Eddie and I said, hey, I think I'm ready to sign up. And then he called me. So that's how it kind of happened for me. It took almost a year, and here we are.
Okay. One of the questions we have is, can we have access to your give a new coach docs or give to a new coach docs?
Yep.
So she's going to post that in the tribe for you guys. She'll create a file just so you can see it.
Yeah, the new coach guidance is kind of written like a script because I wanted people to be able to copy and paste if they wanted it to set, like if they were using it in a message forum on Facebook. But I also say, hey, you know, it's written as a script, but you can just send it to your coaches as well. And I just email it to my coaches. I don't ever treat it as a script. So.
Any other questions you guys have? Okay. Well, I want to say thank you so much, Micah, for the amazing job. I'm going to stop the recording right now.